I'm Kayleen. Today's September 1st, 2022. Boy, the August went by fast, just like they always say. So I started this YouTube channel to promote my book. I'm almost finished with my graphic memoir called Mom Remembers Me, about how I used my health and fitness knowledge to stop my mother with mild dementia from forgetting me. But today's video is going to be like the other Plan With Me videos. I didn't actually draw in front of the camera, mainly because it was going to take me too much time to figure out how to take down the volume and everything else, and I needed to spend time on my book. But I wanted to share with you, and my biggest messages in my book is don't lock your parents or your relatives up. I think that would be more dangerous than anything else, and I give lots of ideas in my book, as well as all the crazy stuff that happened once I fought a nursing home to get her out of there, but I still believe it was worth it. And I used art to help with my caregiving and drawing. So I wanted to suggest to everybody to use some form of art. So it could be jewelry making, woodworking, even just being a voice coach or a voice actor. I think if you read to them, then you can also improve on your voice acting, and maybe you can be one of those people that animate for animated movies. So next is my Bujo, which my theme for September is classic cartoons for the past year. And this month's theme is Blondie and Dagwood.
Hi, this is my first video like this, like a typical Plan With Me Bujo video. And I always think when I see everybody with just their hands, I feel like one of those vaudevillian stars. So this is my September Plan With Me. I decided, and I've been doing for the past year, and if anybody wants to see my previous years, I'm not drawing and using a video of my drawing. I want to spend time on my book, so the more time I try to figure out how to delete the audio and then speed it up, I'm just like, okay, never mind. So I thought I would share with you my September bullet theme, which is this month is Blondie. I have been doing several other ones in the past year, and I could show them later on. But today is just Blondie, and then my other spreads that I do as a fitness professional. Today is my first day of the fall semester at my college, so I will be showing this to my students to help them prepare as well as just help them organize. There are lots of videos on students organizing. So this is my first one, Blondie, right? And I just took these pictures off of the internet. There's lots of Blondie out there. So I decided I was going to try to be really creative. On this side, I did alcohol markers, my Ohuhus. I have a small little set. And we all like alcohol mark. I like alcohol markers better because they blend better than the watercolor. Watercolor always seems to have all those streaks. But of course, we have the conundrum that the alcohol bleeds through. So I thought maybe I would be really creative, and this side I would do alcohol, and then this side I would try to paint with my acrylic paint. So I did underneath this paint a layer of white acrylic paint. I figured that could be my background, but it was really warping the paper so much that I thought if I do more and more layers of the acrylic paint on this Archer and Olive bullet journal, that it would just be awful. So I didn't want to ruin myself, so I just took a piece of paper, right? And this is my second Blondie. And then I decided to try to copy, the theme of the stars and try to do stars for my day of the week. I have 3 or 4 things that I write into every day at the morning. In the morning, the very first thing I write is I'm grateful for, and then a positive affirmation. And then I usually write down what my exercise is for the day and where I went. That always helps me later on when you're looking over at credit card statements. So I write that in here as well. So, and then I write how many push-ups I do. I do my push-ups, which I've actually gone over in some previous videos. I do push-ups every other day. Right now, I'm up high in diamond push-ups, and I'm up to 27. So that means my feet are up high, my hands are facing a diamond, and I'm up to 27 push-ups like that every other day. But today is my first day of teaching yoga. This is my next spread, Blondie and Dagwood, trying to copy this theme, right? Black and white. Now I'm looking at this, and I kind of did a goofy hand, and I guess her boob looks a little weird there. But it came out looking okay. So each week I also try to write my weekly goals on Monday morning, which I wrote it in for today. And the next one was this one. This came out okay. Blondie. Oh, and there was a lot more to it. Of course, I did the stamps and stuff, but I like that too. And then I was trying to copy the theme of the plates for the days of the week. And I didn't want to get all fancy and try to figure out some kind of a template for like a plate. So I just kind of winged it myself. And of course, I used my little love around the outside. I think I got this washi tape at a mall store at a Daiso. That they have a lot of kind of cheap washi tape. It might have even been from a dollar store. Came out okay. That's Blondie. And then this is my last one. I thought this one. I used these are all alcohol markers, all my Ohuhus. So it was kind of fun to do this one too. I did these 3 yesterday. So this one and 2 other ones I did yesterday. So and I was trying to find some washi tape that had like boxes. But this one came out okay. So then I'll show you some other spreads that I do almost every month, actually every month as a health and fitness professional. So I always have my cardio tracker. I write down how many minutes I walk, and then I give myself notes. I started off my channel like for memory, for promoting my book. So I'm always trying to do everything to really challenge my memory. So I write down no notes on which path I did, who I talked to, what I learned, even how many cards I hand out to promote my book, Mom Remembers Me. So I always write this down. I enjoy doing this when I come home and write this. So I don't always get it done every time after I finish, of course. And what I've started doing is just doing a little thumbnail sketch of some kind of a memory of each day. And sometimes it's just I write home sweet home if I stayed home all day, or if I worked on my book, I write MRM for Mom Remembers Me, and just doing lots of little things to remember. And then what I also do every single month is I have this memory key. So I do give myself a note. So it's kind of like an anagram, or I have to look at the picture, try to figure out what happened that day, what I was trying to tell myself, even like that concentration game. And then here is the answer. So I try to challenge myself. And this is a typical spread I do every month. The project progress, whatever projects I'm working on right now is my book, Mom Remembers Me. I write down key learnings during the month and look back and review them at the end of the month, what I write down. And then after every single month, I have this little wrap up that I like writing. So I hope you can see that. It says, I'm proud of myself, what would achieve this, what didn't work, what made me happy. Next month, I'm taking being to really work on that, key learnings. I like this page. What I also have is some spreads on my movies and books that I write. I just copy the pictures for what I did. And then I've been doing what I call an energy tracker. So I'm really keeping notes. As a teacher, I'm always trying to remind my students that they have to make a conscious effort to improve on anything, right? So I can't tell you how many times students come up to me and say, I'm not good at this. My posture's bad. I'm not flexible. And my first response is always, have you ever really worked at that? So same thing when people say, I'm not good with names. How have you ever really worked at that? So I keep pretty detailed notes every day, I write down how many hours I slept, how my energy felt. I also have a food reaction tracker, my creativity, how many hours I fasted, and what I learned from that day. And I try to remember to take my resting heart rate. And of course, I try to meditate every day, but I don't get to that every day. I also have a meditation spread of just images, and they're crazy images because you don't always see something clear when you're meditating. So this is my last spread I do every single month. This is my energy tracker. So keep track of your sleep. We know how important sleep is. The 3 most important things for our health really are sleep. Figure out a way to get a good night's sleep. If something is messing with it, change it. Exercise, and of course being mindful. So with that third option, what I wanted to mention is I have what I call, being mindful isn't just meditation, but it's also kind of observing your thoughts, seeing why you reacted that way. I mean, they always say that your thoughts are 90% repetition. So, and that's what I also try to do with my book and on my other channels, is I'm trying to promote not putting anybody into a nursing home. So I think a lot of times people don't put their relatives, keep them at home because they repeat themselves so much. And I think all of us repeat. We have something going around and around in our brain, right? So when I kept my mother busy and challenged her brain, she didn't repeat herself asking me the same thing all the time. So like I mentioned, being mindful. So what I try to do is try to do good things come from bad, right? So it's actually kind of a good little game for yourself. So if something bad happens in your life, then look for what could have been purposely done to you. So even last Thursday, I decided to take the train to San Francisco. I live in Northern California in the Bay Area. And a funny little story. I'll tell you guys a funny little story, right? When they were fixing the machines, and the Caltrains guy told me I can get on the train for free because they were fixing the machines. So I got on the train, and the conductor came over to me and asked for my ticket, and I tried to tell him that I get to get on there for free because they're fixing the machines, and he didn't believe me whatsoever, kicked me off the train the next station, and I had to buy a ticket, and then I had to wait 20 more minutes for the next train. So it didn't take that long, really, just 20 minutes, and it really only cost like $2.50, right? But I decided, at first I was upset, going, I can't believe this happened. But then I thought, wait, flip my brain. What positive can happen to this? And I did end up meeting a nice lady on the way up to San Francisco, talking quite a bit. And I'll never really know whether maybe something else was saved. Maybe some other accident that might have happened would have happened, kind of like the curious case of Benjamin Button when they showed everything before Kate Blanchett was hit by the bicycle, right? I always think of life like that a lot of times. Maybe when somebody's slow, gets in front of your way, when you're in a hurry to try to get someplace, maybe that's an angel trying to slow you down a little bit. The last thing I wanted to show you is what I do for my healthy habits. So, we have healthy habits, not healthy habits, my habits, right? Which is also kind of a big to-do list, right? So what I created is just kind of a bookmark, and I wrote down, this is August, September, October, all in one spread, because we don't really want to write that, but I also didn't want to spend so much time trying to check it. But I kind of wanted this big list to keep track of when you have some extra time. So I just created one bookmark, did all the lines, see all the days of the week here, and I line it up and then check. And then when I have extra time, I go, I can go back and do several of this. I'm like online promotion. I'm trying to promote my book. So doing my daily memory, my energy chart. I try to keep track of how much drawing time I did. It did take me about 3 hours yesterday to do those last 3 Blondie spreads. So thanks for watching. If you liked anything I have, if you have any questions, please ask me. Especially, I really want to promote using art for your caregiving. So, of course, art can be any form of art. It could be drawing, of course, painting, but it also could be jewelry making. It could also be maybe improving your public speaking by speaking to your caregiving, reading them books. Maybe eventually you could be a voice character in an animated movie. So you work on all these different things. So use art for your caregiving. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you next month.